35 degrees, that is the temperature hitting Canberra later today. And if you live inland, you need to hear what is coming your way this Friday, the 6th of February. Because while some Australians will be enjoying perfect beach weather, others will be facing conditions that demand immediate preparation. Within the next 12 hours, a significant weather divide will split this country in two. And where you live determines everything about how your Friday unfolds. If you are watching from Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide, Canberra, Darwin or Hobart, comment your city below right now, because I am going to tell you the exact hour your weather changes, the exact temperature peak, and the exact moment you need to take action. At the 5-minute mark, I am revealing which Australian city faces the most dangerous conditions today. By this evening, February 6, 2026, Australia will experience one of the most varied weather days of the summer. Some cities will hit 35 degrees, others will barely reach 21, some face 0% chance of rain, others have a 42% probability of storms. The numbers you need to know: Sydney, 29 degrees, 42% rain chance. Melbourne, 23 degrees, 0% rain. Brisbane, 30 degrees, bone dry. Perth, 32 degrees, clear skies. Adelaide, 33 degrees, scorching. Canberra, 35 degrees, the hottest. Darwin, 32 degrees, wet season conditions. Hobart, 21 degrees, the coolest. These determine whether you need a raincoat, whether your children can play outside safely, whether your elderly parents need extra water and air conditioning. Let me break down the exact timeline, starting with the most intense heat. Canberra. Your day begins at 19 degrees overnight. Right now at 8 in the morning, 26 degrees. By 10, 30 degrees. Midday hits 33. Then between 1 and 3 in the afternoon, you reach the peak. 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. This is heat where you do not go for a jog. You do not leave your dog outside. You do not skip water breaks. The heat holds until 5 in the evening. Then temperatures drop. By 8 tonight, 28 degrees. By midnight, 22. Those peak hours between 1 and 3, that is your danger window. Stay indoors, crank the air conditioning, keep hydrated. Adelaide, nearly identical pattern. Morning starts at 20 degrees. By 9:25, 11:30 degrees. 1 in the afternoon, peak of 33 degrees. 0% rain chance. Heat sustains until 6 in the evening. Then the mercury falls. 8 tonight brings 27. Midnight gets you to 21. Critical detail for Adelaide. Dry heat, no humidity, but also no coastal breeze until late afternoon. If you have outdoor work, finish it before 11 this morning. 11 is your cut-off to Perth. Western Australia, 32 degrees, but your timeline is different. 7 in the morning, 22 degrees, 9:26, 11:29. Peak hits between 2 and 4 this afternoon, 32 degrees exactly. Then the Fremantle doctor. That famous sea breeze from the Indian Ocean kicks in around 4:30, and by 6 this evening, you are cooling to 28 degrees. Perth, your heat peaks later. Relief arrives faster. Plan your beach trip for after 4 this afternoon. Brisbane. Queensland, 30 degrees today with 0% rain. 24 degrees at 8 this morning, 27 at 10, 29 at noon. Peak temperature between 1 and 4 at 30 degrees. But you get consistent sea breezes from Moreton Bay starting around 11. Yes, humidity is 60%, but that breeze makes 30 degrees manageable. Temperatures hold until 6 this evening, then drop to 26 by 8 tonight, 23 by midnight. Brisbane, all day for outdoor activities. Stay hydrated and keep to shade during peak hours. Sydney, 29 degrees does not sound extreme. 42% rain chance does not sound certain. But here is what makes Sydney unpredictable today. Those characteristic summer afternoon thunderstorms. They build, threaten, strike and vanish. Your morning starts at 20 degrees. By 9:24, by 11:27, noon brings 28. Between 1 and 5 this afternoon, you are at or near peak of 29. But the critical window, between 2 and 6 this evening, that is when storms can hit. 42% probability means nearly 1 in 2 chance. If you are planning outdoor activities in Sydney, have a backup plan. Have shelter nearby. Have a raincoat. When these summer storms roll in, they bring heavy rain, lightning and arrive fast. Good news, they pass quickly, 30 minutes to an hour, then clear skies and a temperature drop to 25 degrees. Storm timing for Sydney, most likely between 3 and 6 this afternoon. Watch the sky. Watch clouds building over the Blue Mountains. That is your warning sign, Melbourne. You have won the weather lottery today. 23 degrees, 0% rain, clear blue skies. Morning starts at 15 degrees. By 9, 18. By 11, 21. Peak arrives between 1 and 4 at exactly 23. Then you coast. 6 this evening, still 21. 8 tonight, 18. Midnight, back to 15. Melbourne. Your challenge is not heat, it is UV exposure. With clear skies, the ultraviolet index is extreme. Sunscreen every 2 hours outside. Hats, sunglasses, protective clothing. Do not let that pleasant 23 degrees fool you. The sun is brutal. 5 minutes in. Time for the revelation. Which Australian city faces the most dangerous conditions today? The answer? Canberra. Here is why. 35 degrees, 0% rain, zero relief, landlocked position that traps heat. No ocean breeze, no afternoon storms to break temperature. Just relentless building, sustained heat from sunrise to sunset. If you are elderly, have young children, have health conditions, Canberra today is a day to stay inside. Air conditioning is essential. Darwin, you are close second for different reasons. 32 degrees does not sound as bad, but add 90% humidity and you have a heat index that feels like 40 degrees. Plus wet season. Tropical downpours can hit any time between 11 this morning and 8 tonight. Darwin, your timeline, heat builds from 27 degrees at 8 this morning to 32 by 1 this afternoon. Holds there until 7 this evening, but between 2 and 8, watch for storms. They develop quickly, sky turns dark, rain arrives in sheets, roads flood within minutes. If driving, pull over. If outdoors, seek solid shelter. Hobart, Tasmania, you are the sanctuary. 21 degrees maximum temperature, 10% rain chance. Day starts at 14 degrees. By 10 this morning, 17. Noon brings 19. Peak arrives between 2 and 4 at 21. Then you settle to 18 by 6 this evening, 15 by midnight. Hobart is perfect today for escaping heat. Mount Wellington, Salamanca markets, the waterfront, Mona Museum, all accessible in comfortable conditions. Now the breakdown by the hour for every city. 6 this morning, Canberra 20, Adelaide 19, Perth 21, Brisbane 23, Sydney 19, Melbourne 15, Darwin 27, Hobart 14, midday. Canberra 33, Adelaide 31, Perth 29, Brisbane 29, Sydney 28, Melbourne 22, Darwin 32, Hobart 19. 3 this afternoon, the critical hour. Canberra 35 degrees, peak heat, danger zone. Adelaide 33 degrees, extreme heat, stay inside. Perth 32 degrees, wait for Dr. Breeze. Brisbane 30 degrees, humid but manageable. Sydney 29 degrees, storm watch active. Melbourne 23 degrees, perfect conditions. Darwin 32 degrees, storm systems forming. Hobart 21 degrees, ideal weather. 6 this evening, Canberra 31, Adelaide 29, Perth 28, Brisbane 28, Sydney 25 or 23. If storms passed, Melbourne 21, Darwin 31 with possible heavy rain, Hobart 19. These are your markers, times you need to plan around the UV index. Today across every Australian city, UV levels between 8 and 11. Extreme to very extreme. Outside with no protection, you can get sunburned in 10 to 15 minutes. Not an hour, not 30 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Before 10 this morning, UV is building but manageable. Between 10 and 3 this afternoon, UV is at absolute peak. You must have protection. Sunscreen SPF 30 plus applied every 2 hours. Broad-brimmed hat, sunglasses, long sleeves if possible. After 3, UV starts declining but still dangerous until 5. If you have children, this is non-negotiable. Kids burn faster than adults. Keep them covered, in shade, protected. Sea temperatures. Brisbane and Gold Coast, 27 degrees, absolutely perfect. Sydney, 23 degrees, refreshing and comfortable. Perth, 21 degrees, cool but pleasant. Adelaide, 20 degrees. Melbourne, 18 degrees. Hobart, 17 degrees, only for the truly committed. Darwin, 30 degrees sounds perfect until you remember box jellyfish and saltwater crocodiles. Do not swim in Darwin's ocean. Where are you planning to be today between 1 and 4 this afternoon? Comment below. Tell me your city and your plans, Sydney storms specifically. These summer thunderstorms form when hot air over land meets cooler sea air. They build throughout the afternoon. You will see them coming. Clouds stack up, turn dark, tower into the sky. You might hear thunder rumbling. When they hit, heavy rain, frequent lightning, occasional hail, wind gusts up to 60 kilometres per hour. They last 20 minutes to 90 minutes, then pass, leaving everything cooler and fresher. If caught outside, seek shelter immediately. Not under trees, they are lightning risks. Solid buildings. At the beach, get out of water at first sign of lightning. Water conducts electricity. Storm arrival for Sydney, most likely between 3 and 6 this afternoon. Highest probability around 4:30. Plan accordingly. Darwin-esque storms are different. Tropical systems. They build slowly through the afternoon as heat and humidity combine. By 2, towering cumulus clouds. By 4, clouds are dark and threatening. Between 5 and 8 this evening, rain arrives. These storms dump 50 to 100 millimetres in a few hours. Roads flood, drains overflow, visibility drops to almost zero. If driving in Darwin this afternoon, expect delays, hazards, expect to pull over and wait. Health warnings. Canberra and Adelaide, with your 33 to 35 degree temperatures, you face genuine heat stress risks. Symptoms include dizziness, nausea, headache, confusion, rapid heartbeat. If you or someone shows these signs, move to air conditioning immediately, drink water slowly, seek medical attention if symptoms persist. Elderly people, young children, pregnant women, anyone with heart or respiratory conditions are most vulnerable. Check on your neighbours today. Make sure they have working air conditioning. Make sure they have water. Heat kills silently. Drink water constantly today if you are in Canberra or Adelaide, not when you feel thirsty. By then you are already dehydrated. 1 glass every hour minimum. Avoid alcohol and caffeine. They dehydrate you faster. Never leave children or pets in cars today, even with windows cracked, even for 5 minutes. In 35 degree heat, a car S interior can reach 60 degrees within 15 minutes. That is lethal. For outdoor work today, start early, 6 in the morning if possible. Work hard until 11, then stop. Seek shade or air conditioning during peak heat from 11 to 4. Resume after 4 if needed. Do not push through midday heat in Canberra or Adelaide. Athletes, runners, cyclists, same advice. Early morning or late evening only. Do not train during peak heat. Bushfire risk. Today, S risk is moderate in most areas because recent rains kept fuel moisture up. But Canberra, Adelaide and inland New South Wales still have elevated risk due to heat and low humidity. Total fire bans may be in effect in some regions. No open fires, no barbecues, no outdoor burning. Check your local fire authority before doing anything with fire today. If you live in bushfire-prone areas, have your plan ready. Know your evacuation routes. Have your emergency bag packed. Monitor alerts. Bushfires can start and spread within minutes. Transport, flights, trains, buses should all run normally except possibly in Darwin where heavy rain might cause minor delays. In hot cities, trains might experience speed restrictions if tracks expand in heat, but this is rare. Beach safety. Critical. Rip currents kill people every summer in Australia. Powerful channels of water flowing from shore back out to sea. They can pull even strong swimmers away from land. Only swim at patrolled beaches. Only swim between red and yellow flags. Those flags mark safest areas where lifeguards can see you. If caught in a rip, do not fight it. Swim parallel to shore until out of the current, then swim back to land. Or just float and raise your arm for help. Sydney and Queensland beaches have highest rip risk today because of wave action. Perth and Adelaide beaches are generally safer, but still have rips. Never swim alone. Never swim after drinking alcohol. Let me remind you of the key numbers. Canberra, 35 degrees, 1 to 3 this afternoon is danger time. Adelaide, 33 degrees, same peak window. Perth, 32 degrees, wait for the 4:30 sea breeze. Brisbane, 30 degrees, all day sunshine, hydrate constantly. Sydney, 29 degrees, storm watch 3 to 6 this afternoon. Melbourne, 23 degrees, perfect conditions, extreme UV. Darwin, 32 degrees, storm systems 5 to 8 this evening. Hobart, 21 degrees, the cool refuge. These numbers matter. These timings matter. Where you are and what you do between 1 and 4 this afternoon determines how you experience this weather. Comment below right now. Tell me your city, tell me your plans, let me know if you are prepared, what is coming next. This weekend looks even more interesting. Saturday brings a cool change to Melbourne and Adelaide. Sunday sees potential storm systems across New South Wales. Monday, the heat returns to Perth and Brisbane. I am going to break down the entire weekend hour by hour, city by city, in my next forecast. For today, Friday the 6th of February 2026, you now have everything you need. You know the temperatures, you know the timing, you know the risks, you know the opportunities. Stay hydrated, protect your skin, watch the sky, check on your neighbours, plan smart, enjoy the summer while staying safe. The Bureau of Meteorology updates constantly at bom.gov.au. Weather apps on your phone refresh every hour. Conditions can change, especially in Melbourne, where 4 seasons in one day is the rule, and in Darwin, where tropical storms appear from nowhere. Today is a day of extremes across Australia. Extreme heat inland, perfect conditions on the coast, storm risks in Sydney, wet season patterns in Darwin, cool comfort in Hobart. Whatever your city, whatever your plans, you are now prepared. Be smart. Be safe. Enjoy this beautiful, diverse, incredible Australian summer. Stay tuned for the weekend forecast. It is going to be